Today we are going to talk about the community interaction that occur in different ecosystems. The key concept of our lesson is organisms interact as individuals and as population. Okay. First of all, we will talk about the most ways how they interact, which are competition and predation. Anyone has any idea what is competition between organisms, how they compete, for what they compete? Can anyone tell us or give us an idea? 15, please.
Food or habitats, maybe places so they could live, or resources.
Excellent. So, usually organisms compete for different resources such as food or shelter. And the competition and predation. Predation is the concept where there is a predator and a prey, where some organisms eat another, hunt and eat another organism. Predation. Okay, these are two important ways in which organisms interact. Now, competition may happen in two ways: intraspecific competition or interspecific competition. The intraspecific competition is the competition between species of same type. Okay, let's say a species of birds. They competing for shelter or they competing for resource of food. This is the intraspecific competition. While the interspecific competition is a competition which happens between different species, such as when a tiger and a lion compete for same source of food. Okay, so competition has two types. They in the intra-specific competition and the interspecific competition. Intra means between same species. Interspecific means between different species. Okay, and it happens when two organisms fight for same limited source. Now, what is predation? Predation occurs when one organism captures and eats another organism, as you see here in this picture, how the snake is a predator for this mouse. Now, there are relationships which are very close relationships between the organisms. We call these close relationships symbiosis, okay, or symbiotic relationships. In these relationships, two different species live or interact very closely to each other. Okay. Now we have three types of these symbiotic relationships. The first type of symbiotic relationship is the mutualism. Mutualism, in this relation, both organisms benefit from this relationship. As in this picture, as you see here, this is a bat and this is a cactus plant in the desert or some anywhere, yani you can find this cactus. Now this bat is feeding on this cactus, so it benefits from the food, from it as a source of food. At the same time, this cactus has a pollen grains which are the grains that are important in fertilizing other plants. This bat, when it comes here to the fruit, okay, some of the pollen grains will attach to its parts, to its wings and legs, okay. And while this bat is flying to another cactus plant, these pollen grains will fall in the other plant to be fertilized and pollinated. Okay, so this is one example of mutualism symbiosis. Okay, so the first type of symbiotic relationships is mutualism. What organisms have get benefit? Can anyone give me another example of mutualism, a relation that happens between two organisms with a benefit for both? Yes, yeah, I want to Adham. Good morning, Adham.
Good morning.
Yalla, Adham, give me another example. Relationship between two organisms. It is mutualism, يعني both organisms benefit. يستفيدوا الاثنين.
Um, يعني زي الصورة اللي هون بين الخفاش والصبار.
يعني I want another example. This is a bat, and this bat benefits from the cactus. Well, cactus benefits from the bat because this bat will produce or will transport the pollen grains from one plant to another. Can you give me another example?
زي البي والهاني.
Excellent.
شو اسمه الفلاور.
Flower, excellent. The flower and the bees. Excellent. Butterfly and the bees. That's great. Thank you very much. Now let's go to the second type of symbiotic relationships. We have commensalism. Commensalism, in this relationship, one organism benefits but the other not benefit, not harmed. Okay, no effect on the other type of organism. Isn't one of the organisms benefits, the other is not benefit, not harm, unharmed. Okay. Example of this relationship is now in your hair, the hair that covers your head or the eyelashes. دول الhair في عندي hair follicles اللي هم البصيلات الشعر. Okay, where the hair comes out. هلا هون in these follicles هذه طبعا it's magnified by microscope مكبرة هون. في عندي type of mites يعني microorganisms. هدول المايتس they live هون in the eyelashes بالfollicles. اسمهم demodicides. هدول الديموديسايد survive. شو ايش بتغذوا هدول؟ هلا عندي انا من الهير follicles في oil بيطلع عندي dry skin. اوكي، هدول المايتس will feed or survive by eating these skin dry skin and these secretions of oil. Okay, so they use these parts for them as food resource to survive. Okay, at the same time our eyelashes are home, so home for these tiny mites. Okay, without harming, it doesn't harm us. This we have also another types of bacteria that live in our bodies, in many parts in our bodies. These bacteria will not harm us. Okay, they feed or they can survive on our bodies without harming us. So commensalism is a relationship where one organism benefits and the other is unharmed. The third type of symbiotic, which is a harmful one, which is parasitism. Parasitism is one organism benefits and the other one is harmed. One organism benefits, but the other one is harmed. Hi, this is an example of parasitism. Now here, as you see, we have here a caterpillar. Okay, هاي caterpillar بتاعت butterfly. Okay, في عندي barconid wasp اللي هو دبور يعني. Okay, barconid wasp. هذا barconid wasp lay the eggs of it and release them on the body of this caterpillar. Okay, هدول eggs will start to hatch and they will start to eat this worm. هلا هذا the one which caused the disease or the harmful organism is called the host. Home worm will eventually die as its organs are consumed by wasp larvae. Sorry, الهوست هي مين هنا؟ الكاتربيلر. Okay, الهوست هي الكاتربيلر. Okay, and this one is the parasite. الواسب هو الباراسايت. فيصل why you are late؟
طب مس
بس لحظة شوي. فيصل why you are late dear؟ Yes رند.
طب مس الفيروسز بيكونوا one of the parasitism هاي؟
Yes. Okay. Now, so لازم you have to know in this relationship in one organism benefits and the other is harmed. The one which harm we call it parasite, and and the one that will be harmed هو الhost.
كيف حالك مس؟
أهلا عمر. I'm good. So here's the
سوري
one.
خشيت متأخر.
Why يا miss? Why?
يعني من 5 minutes بس لأنه النت كان بيقطع.
Okay, no problem. Yalla, pay attention, please. So here, balconid wasp, okay, feed on their host, الhost هي مين؟ الcaterpillar, and release themselves shortly before reaching the pupa stage of development. It's a stage in the development of the wasp. هنا hornworm caterpillar, the host hornworm will eventually die as its organs are consumed by wasp larvae. They will eat it. إذا هذا الواسp larva هم ال organisms that hatches from the egg. Okay? هذولا they will eat it. وهاي الهوست، هاي الباراسايت وهاي الهوست. Okay. Now this one. Okay, this one will benefit, and this one will be affected and die. There are three major types of symbiotic relationships. احنا قلنا parasitism meet their needs as ectoparasites such as leeches and entoparasites such as hookworms. هلا في parasitism في ectoparasites that live outside of the skin.
والله المايك زاكي.
Stop talking please. Hisham. Leeches, some types of insects, they live on the body, on the skin outside of the body. These are ectoparasites. Other parasites live inside the body, like the hookworms. We call them endoparasites. Can anyone give me other example of endoparasites?
Wait, Miss, can you repeat?
Can anyone give me example of endoparasites that live inside the body? Let's give example of some parasites that live inside our bodies. Do you know? Yes, Layan.
زي bacteria صح؟
Yes, some, but
Like
not.
they live inside our body, they're harming us.
Yes, the harming bacteria. Exactly. Thank you. في كمان عندي endoparasites like the worms. There are some types of worms that live inside the body and make many problems and many health problems inside our bodies. These are endoparasites. Can anyone give me example of ectoparasites that live outside the skin? Can anyone give me examples? No one knows? Yes, Faisal, please.
بس وين بيعيشوا؟
Outside the
Outside?
body اللي هم ectoparasites, yeah, and harm us. Or animals. هلا
البكتيريا.
when you buy or you have an animal at your home, you give them vaccines and then you give them.
بعرفش ايش هم بالانجليزي. اللي بيكونوا الجمل هذول اللي بيكونوا على الكلاب.
اللايس، yeah, اللايس هذا it can affect the outer skin. وفيها كمان بالانيمال في الفليز. Fleas, they live on the outer skin, so you have to give vaccines, and some وفي worms كمان they live inside the animals اللي هم entoparasites. دائما الانيمالز هذول البيت you have to go to the vet and you have to give them vaccines and some medicines to kill these fleas. And sometimes we use some sprays, special sprays to kill these fleas. We call them fleas in the animal's skin. Okay? So again, let's repeat what we took today for the ones who come late to the class. We said that we have interactions between organisms and in communities, and they interact as individuals and as populations. We said that two important ways in which organisms interact are the competition and the predation. Who can tell me what is competition? Yes, Layan?
It occurs when two organisms fight for the same resources.
Excellent, Layan. And we have two types of competition, intraspecific and interspecific. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between intraspecific competition and interspecific competition? Can anyone tell me? Yes, yeah, Layan again.
Interspecific happens when it's two different species, and intraspecific happens when it's the same species.
Yes, correct. Like two animals, different species are competing for the same source of food. We call this interspecific competition. While the same species, when they interact and compete for the same resources, limited resources, بنسميها intraspecific. Excellent. We said also there is a close relationship between, we talk about predation. Predation occurs when one organism captures and eats other organism. One of them, the snake, بتكون predator. عشان هيك from here we got the name predation, which means predator and prey. Okay? Because of this, we call predation. Okay. So these are the two ways that occur mostly between the organisms. Now, we also learned about symbiotic relationships, and these relationships are very close relationships between organisms. We have three types: mutualism. Who can tell us about the mutualism or describe it? Hisham? Yes, Rand.
When two mutualism, when two organisms benefit each other.
Excellent. They both have get benefits. Excellent. Okay, let's see the other type. What is the other type? Yeah. Let's see. Abdullah Rashid, can you answer this question, please? Abdullah Amaire. Do you know what's commensalism? Hello, Abdullah Amaire.
مش سوري عندنا صوت غاز كثير عالي بس
طب يلا يا عبد الله، واحنا قلنا
بس.
قلنا السيمبيوتيك ريليشن شيب. شو هي السيمبيوتيك ريليشن شيب؟
مين ايش؟
ايش يعني السيمبيوتيك ريليشن شيب؟
ما بعرف، بس انا هلا دخلت لو شفتي والغاز واقف صار له ساعة على باب الدار.
انتبه عبد الله. symbiotic relationship هي very close relationships between organisms. Okay? We have three types of symbiotic relationships. Some of them are good, some of them are harmful. في عندي الميوتواليزم as Rand said انه عندي both organisms benefit. Example حكينا البات وهاي الكاكتس plant. البات get benefit كيف؟ It eats the fruit. And the cactus, it gets benefits from the bat because when the bat is lying here, the pollen اللي هم حبوب اللقاح will stuck on the part of the bat. When this bat flies to another plant, these pollens will be fall in the flowers and in fertilization بتصير تلقيح عن طريق اللي هو moving from one plant to another. Okay? So in the mutualism, both organisms benefit. Okay, Abdullah? هلا commensalism, Layan, please tell us what is commensalism?
It's when one organism benefits from the other one and the other one doesn't benefit nor is it harmed.
Excellent. يعني في هاي العلاقة يا everyone, commensalism, one organism benefits and the other is not harmed. Not benefit, not harm. It is not affected. وإكزامبل حكينا عنها إنه في عنا إحنا in our hair، الهير منين بتطلع؟ الهير من بصيلة، الهير follicle. هلا إحنا بنعرف إنه الهير في دائما عندي some oil is produced وفي عندي dry skin. هون in the hair follicle في عندي small organism بنسميهم mites اللي هي ديموسيدي eyelash mites بيعيشوا بالايلاشز كمان اللي هم الرموش and in our hair. These live here and they use oil the dry skin as food resource to survive. At the same time إحنا we are not harmed. They don't affect us. ما بيأذونا. And we don't get benefit at the same time. واضح؟ Any question, guys? But the last one, which is parasitism, high relationship, one organism benefits and the other is harmed. وحكينا example عندي هاي caterpillar. هاي caterpillar اللي هي will come a butterfly one day. في عندي بيكون barconid wasp اللي هو دبور. هذا الباركونيد wasp lay its eggs on it. وهدول eggs when they hatch they will start to eat this caterpillar. فهاي caterpillar will be harmed. هاي بنسميها الهوست. وهدول الواسب is called the parasite. So الواسp is has a benefit and it eats the caterpillar. Why the caterpillar will die? ليش؟ لأنه these larvae will eat it from inside to outside. Okay? Clear هلا عبد الله, do you understand?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So يلا عبد الله قول لي ايش هي ال 3 types of symbiosis.
في
The first one, ايش
الباراتيليزم
ال first one?
ما بعرف صراحة أحكيها بس شو كان.
mutualism.
وفي نفس اللي هلا
طب
كنا
قول لي what
فيها
happens in this relationship.
البوث benefits يعني.
برافو. والsecond one
والسكند وان الكوموناليزم، الواحدة منهم benefits والثانية unharmed.
excellent. والthird one
الثيرد وان نفس الشيء تقريبا. نفس
لا
الثاني.
الثird one لا parasitism one benefit and the other harmed. يعني بالكومنتاليزم هاي benefit هاي ما بتتأثر. But here one benefit and the other is harmed. هاي ماتت الكاتربيلر died. وفي حكينا example كمان عن parasitism in our body. هلا مثلا if we eat something مثلا spoiled food اوكي شو بصير عندنا؟ بصير عندنا stomachache وبصير عندنا fever. هذا ليش؟ لانه دخل عندي انا بكتيريا. هاي البكتيريا يعني cause disease in my body. Why؟ لانه هاي البكتيريا it's a parasite اوكي. وهاي البكتيريا it doesn't يعني او مش it doesn't it harms my body. It harms my body. هي عايشة تغذت البكتيريا. It eats from the food that I have in my body and cause me disease. هذا harmful. Parasitism is harmful. اوكي. وفي عندي كمان one type of worms. هدول الworms they are very big in size. Sometimes if someone eats uncooked meat بيكون في عندي بالuncooked meat هاي في عندي اللي هم eggs of this worm. هدول eggs إذا دخلوا على our body this worm will get very big and it will harm us. بصير الواحد ينحف. ليه؟ لأنه هاي worm will eat the food that you eat and it will harm you. فهي parasite وأنا الhost بكون. You understand? حكينا عن الباراسيتيزم. ممكن يكون هذا الباراسايت live on the outer skin زي حكينا اللايس زي كيف الأمل أو هدول الليتشز. هدول شو بيعملوا؟ they suck the blood. هدول they will benefit from your blood okay but they live outside your body and it will harm you. So this parasitism because it happens يعني on the outside of the body we call it ectoparasite. وفي عندي worms that live inside the body بنسميهم endoparasite. Okay guys, any question about this one? طيب هلا I want you to watch this nice video about some types of symbiosis. I will show it to you just a minute.
يعطيك العافية مس.
الله يعافيك يا مس. I will show you different videos. Let's see this one first. Sorry, I want to share the sound. I didn't share the sound. Just 1 minute again. Okay, let's watch this video.
In the most surprising places, wherever there seems to be a chance for life, worms have thrived. This sea star is a predator that lurks on the ocean bottom. But it also provides a safe haven for an enterprising creature. Tucked in among the sea star's tube feet, an uninvited guest has taken up residence. This scale worm survives and flourishes by hitching a ride on the underside of the sea star and scrounging morsels from its meals. Other worms have built homes in far more hostile environments. Deep on the ocean floor, far from the sun's energy, these giant tube worms bathe in noxious chemicals that spew from underwater hot vents. Their scarlet gills are flush with blood that ferries chemicals to bacteria living inside their bodies. This unlikely partnership allows the worms to grow more than 3 feet in a year. The discovery of these hardy giants in the 1970s sent shockwaves through the scientific world.
The size and the abundance of these worms is very impressive. And also the fact that they can survive in these really harsh habitats and somehow also get around from one hot vent to another hot vent island on the ocean, how they migrate or disperse among those habitats. All of these things really got me hooked on the great tenacity of annelids and their importance in ecosystems, even unusual and unique ecosystems like the deep sea hot vents.
Okay, this is one example of relationship. Let me show you another video also, very nice video, 1 minute, about predation. Okay. Okay.
Once inside human intestines, a tapeworm can grow to be 60 feet.
هاي الworm that I talked about that can live in the human intestine في الأمعاء تاعتنا. It lives in our intestine. Okay. أظني إنه هي 6 feet long بتكون. تخيلوا in the بتكون هي small بتكون egg و hatches in the body و it will grow بتوصل ل 6 feet. It lives طبعا هاي parasitism because it lives in our intestine and it eats all the food we get.
Long.
We call it tapeworm.
They have other adaptations that are equally amazing, but not very pretty.
شايفين هدول السكشن؟ هذا if one section alone, okay, if it's cut, it can make new worm.
They have no eyes or mouths. Their heads have transformed into ghastly hooks and suckers that latch into the intestinal wall. With a secure hold inside the gut, they can proceed with their main task, making more tapeworms. The worm's body is a conveyor belt, cranking out tiny breeding machines. Each one produces sperm and eggs, generating huge batches of offspring. In fact, the number of eggs generated by even one tapeworm exceeds the total number of human beings alive on Earth.
Can you see? تخيلوا إنه each part منها can produce eggs and sperm and they can make eggs exceed the number of the human beings يعني. Okay, very dangerous, this one. I have the last one here. I will show it to you also. Okay, just a minute.
These anemones appear to be peacefully coexisting in a tide pool. All seems serene.
هدول الانيمونيز اللي هم تعرفوا نيمو الكرتون نيمو. Do you know it? Do you know the cartoon Nemo?
Yes.
هدول الانيمونيز were these types of fish like the Nemo fish اللي بنسميهم clown fish. They live homes for these anemones. يعني homes. الانيمونيز are homes for these kinds of fish.
But trouble is brewing. A struggle over a patch of rock. Splaying their tentacles, the animals detect each other. Now, there's no turning back. Each animal prepares for battle, inflating a series of sacks. Inside each sack are hundreds of thousands of weapons. It is a veritable silo of warheads loaded with toxins. But in order to deploy its weapons, each combatant must reach out and strike its enemy. And the fight begins. In slow motion, they deliver their devastating blows. Anemone battles can last for hours, even days. The fighting is brutal and can even lead to death.
Here they are competing for space, okay? This is like a battle between two anemones for space. Yani competing not only for food and shelter, also for space.
With each strike, thousands of poisonous weapons are unleashed, penetrating flesh, pumping soft bodies full of toxins.
They have full of toxins. مواد سامة.
As the arsenal is used up, the weapon sacks are left empty and tattered.
Okay, guys. So I hope that you enjoyed the lesson today. And this is the last lesson that will be included in the final exam. If anyone has any question, please ask.
مس
Yes.
هذا الفيديو بزبط تبعتيه للجروب؟
والله يا حبيبي يعني it's not لا لأنه this is the website from the book and I cannot send it يعني ما فيش يوتيوب لينك.
اوكي خلاص مس شكرا. انا بحاول الاقي لحالي مس.
You are welcome dear.
Okay.
Yes miss. Yes Sami.
صح؟
So yeah, if you want to leave you can leave but anyone has any question guys? هلا
حصة
please. نعم.
حصة زيادة بعد 1:30
اليوم. I will tell you. I will inform you.
Okay.
Okay, listen to me guys. Now please from Sunday I want you all to be inside the class because we will start reviewing for the final exam from the first lesson to the last lesson. Okay, so please don't miss these classes. They are very important. Take care guys. See
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you, Miss.
You are welcome dear.